Hello. So I'm feeling good. It has been a little bit claustrophobic in this room today, I must admit, on occasion. So this is what I normally do, yeah. I normally walk up here, then I turn around and I walk back. Anyway, I was thinking that I had about another 2 more nights here. So anyway, I decided to find out. So I made a phone call, and I think, I'm not too sure, but I've got 3 more nights. So that made me a little bit sad, to be honest, because yeah, I am starting to feel like I want to get out. And yeah, I want to breathe fresh air, feel freedom. Yeah, over there, maybe you can't see it, but there are mountains. This is why I'll never go back to England unless they force me, because in England not many mountains, and there's just something about when I look at the horizon and I see those mountains, and I just have to live somewhere where they've got mountains. I just love mountains. It really makes me happy. My ears are clicking again for some reason, but I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good. I did a bit of exercise and I did a lot of painting today. But first, let me show you my lunchbox. Sorry about the lighting, it's a bit dark. Okay, see if I can switch a few lights on here. Oh, there we go. So look at this. I mean, this is like a celebration or what? It's a feast. So I've got a big piece of fish here. So then I've got some of that gobo, which is like burdock root. This is a prawn or shrimp in batter. Then some fried chicken. Then that's some kind of mince and stuff. Then I've got egg here, konjaku. What's that? Is that broccoli? Some peas. That's kind of minced chicken. A kind of meatball really. Some rice, more rice, more rice, different flavors. I've got a prawn here. Yeah, then an orange. That's dessert in Japan, which is very healthy. I'm actually becoming very healthy. I actually feel healthier than I did before coming here. Can you believe that? So yeah, which is interesting. Oh, and here we've got this denkom, which is like a vegetable with holes in it, I think, and then a carrot, and then some shiitake mushroom. So I'm really looking forward to eating that. So yeah, maybe I'll be watching Inspector Lewis or Inspector Morse or something on my little tablet there. And I've got my drink. I know what this looks like. This is not urea. This is green tea. It's really quite nice actually. Okay, now for the painting. So my voice may sound a little bit dry, but it's good. It's really good. So what's the first thing I did? So this is the first thing I'll show you. So yeah, I've got a bit of shadowing there. So just a minute, put it here. So it's that place I went to, and so I was a bit adventurous with this, and I used some wax crayons. If you have a look, can you see the wax crayons? Bit of white here, some yellow, and here too, and even used black and grey, and I think it ended up being really good. But it was really just an experiment. And I'm very happy with the result. And then what's the next thing I did? So I'm not too sure. It could have been this. So this is like one of my, like, I have like a collection of paintings that are not good enough to show, but I think there's something about them I really like, and that I think are inspirational in some way or have something. So I use them as like just something to paint again and hopefully do a final, get a final version. They're like inspirational paintings, but they're not good enough to like be framed or anything, and this is one of them. And I like something about this painting a lot, and so anyway I had another go and did this. So it's a bit different. Yeah, you can end up going right off track, which I did with this one, but I quite like this. I think it's quite nice. So I did that. And then this is another one of those inspirational ones that I really liked something about it, but it wasn't quite good enough to frame. Maybe this is actually good enough to frame, I don't know. There's something really nice about this painting. And this is my local river. I walk here every day. It's one of the big joys of my life. I'm a very tame person, yeah. But it's an interesting river because you have this huge embankment. This is an embankment, yeah, because Japanese rivers flood. Wow, the sun's really coming out now. It's lovely. It really cheers up my spirit. But anyway, it's got this big embankment and it creates all kinds of interesting perspectives. So looking at the top of the embankment, you can't see much of the river, but you get this, yeah, just interesting scene, and you get this bit of green coming down here. This green bit is my favourite bit, actually. I love that. And I like the way I've done it. So I had another go at that, and I had a go doing it at a big scale, well, bigger size, slightly bigger size. So I was being a bit brave, and wow, we're getting a lot of sunshine, and I'm quite happy with this. Yeah. So I had the shadows going down the bank in this one, and I like my figures. The boys, they look really good. I like painting figures a lot, and yeah, these lads on bicycles, they look good. Looks really, I don't know what it is, but I got the proportions right, and I'm so happy about that. And I like this kind of, like in Japan, one of the things that used to get me down was like when you look across the river, it's not like England, like fields and cows and trees. It's like, you know, like big gas whatever container thing, and you've got these like huge chimneys from the light steel factory and big high-rise buildings. But you know, there's a way of painting it that can make it look just kind of interesting. And I love these great big clouds in the sky with their lovely little white fluffy edges, and the yellow shading is obviously wrong, but I like it, and that was just an experiment, and I think it worked. You know, normally it's a kind of light grey, light blue colour, but it's good to just do something different, you know, and it worked. Yeah, I love it. I'm really happy with that. And then after that I did, yeah, this is one of my other inspirational paintings that didn't quite make it. And then yeah, I really like something about that painting. Look, I've got two little figures here. I think this one was just from my imagination, but what I did today was a bigger size version of this. So it's a bit weird because of the light coming through. So I've got some weird shadows appearing. Just a minute. Yes. Okay, there we go. So no, not quite yet. So I love the sky in this painting. Yeah. So and the foliage I think works pretty well, and the tree here is very good, and I'm quite happy with that figure. So yeah, I think that worked out pretty well. Yeah. So I'll just open the curtain and enjoy the last of the sunshine. Wow, look at that. That's powerful. I'm lucky that it hasn't been too sunny because it could get really hot actually. Okay, and so just the final thing is talking about Gauguin. So yeah, I'm really enjoying reading about Gauguin, and basically he's he's like become really successful in France now, but he doesn't know it because he's living in Tahiti, and he has to wait about 3 months for like the ship to come with news from France. And I think the last time the ship came, nobody bothered to tell him, by the way, you're like the number one person, number one artist in Paris. And he doesn't know this. And he's like in a bad state. He's got syphilis, and it's beginning to affect his brain now and making him into a more, well, he's normally not a very sociable person, but he's even worse than normal. Very angry, frustrated, and he gets involved in the local politics. So there's like two groups, Catholics, Protestants, wonderful religion, right? Okay, and they're both, in this fight on the island, and a kind of fight. And he gets involved in that and starts writing for the local newspaper, and he gets completely into it. It's a completely pointless thing, and they're all delighted for him to get involved because he's going to be basically a scapegoat, the poor guy. And you have to be careful because it's easy to judge, and think, what a fool. But, he has got syphilis, and it is beginning to affect his brain, I think, and maybe sending him a bit doolally. And also, he's had a tough time. At one point, the money dried up, and he had to get like a real low paying job just to get by. And he was really humiliated by a lot of other people, a lot of the, because he's kind of upper middle class, and a lot of those people are just looking down upon him, but he's just trying to survive. And so he had to go through that humiliation. And you've got to think about this. In the book it said, like, when you look at the last 10 or 20 years of the, what is it, 20th century, so basically or the 19th century, sorry, from about 1880 to 1900, he was one of the most important figures. Him, and there was one more person, maybe Van Gogh, but Van Gogh's out of it because he's died, and so he really is the most outstanding figure. And there he is in Tahiti doing this really demeaning job, and he's like such an amazing famous artist, and really, on the world stage basically, and he doesn't even know it. And he's bitter because he believes he hasn't made it. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. And after doing this really tough job, he goes back to his house after a couple of months or something, and the roof has collapsed. He's got like a girlfriend or mistress, whatever, who's been stealing stuff. Ants have been eating away at the house, and yeah. So it's tough life. And he's had 2 heart attacks already because he's got bad circulation, and that's because his ankle got crushed in a fight and it didn't heal properly, and that led to the bad circulation, which led to the heart attacks. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough life, but he doesn't always help himself because he does get angry, and he's very irritable with other people. Yeah, so he makes enemies. Yeah. But it's just interesting to read it, and it's weird. I like him. I like him a lot. Just why do I like him so much? Because he's just completely off the wall and completely barking crazy nuts. you know? And you realize you need people like that in life, because, you know, life sometimes it can be so ordinary. I kind of like that a lot, but oh, that painting's looking quite nice now, right? But, you know, I think that's what we like about artists sometimes. It's not a quality that I've got enough of yet, but I'm probably going to have to develop it. And that's to be outrageous. And you don't have to be outrageous in an offensive way, but you know, you can just, I don't know, you can like go and paint your car and make it look like, I don't know, like the Sahara Desert, right? And then everybody's going to know that maybe you're an artist. But I like that about Gauguin, that he is this, you know, he's not going to be this someone that everybody can put in a box, you know, and whatever. He's just, yeah, he's just this very mixed bag, difficult, irritable, and yet brilliant. And it's just, his story is amazing. I'm so glad. I'll show you the book, shall I? Where's the book? Actually, I can't find it, but I strongly recommend you read it. You know, it's such an amazing read. It's the kind of book I've been looking for such a long time. It's a really thick book that you can just get lost in and just never want it to end, and just keep reading and reading it. But anyway, I'm ranting, and I'm gonna end up, you know, running out of things to say and mispronouncing my words and stuff like that. And so I think this is a good place to stop. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I have this room that is being paid for me, and I'm getting meals delivered to me like this. I mean, isn't that kind? And I'm very grateful, you know, I'm being looked after so well. And this nurse calls me once a day, which is nice. So it's nice to get some contact with the outside world, and yeah, chat with my mum as well, which is nice. We have a bit of a laugh. And yeah, but it can be a little bit claustrophobic. Yeah. But anyway, the sun is shining, 3 more nights, and then, you know, I'm out of here. But it is an interesting experience. And look, I've got all my painting gear, and I've got my wax crayons. That's fun. That's a new thing for me. So yeah, time to have this lovely dinner and maybe watch some Inspector Morse or something. So thanks for your lovely comments. It's much appreciated. And I hope whoever you are, wherever you are, life is good and you're just enjoying life and making the best out of it, you know. Talk a good talk to yourself. That's the one thing I've been learning while I'm here. I just talk a good talk to myself. You know, sometimes the negative shit, okay, maybe I shouldn't say that, shite. The negative shite comes, you know, and you've just got to go, yeah, 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 and then just say something really good, you know. So, I mean, this was supposed to be a holiday for me, golden week, golden bleeding week. Can you believe that? And I was supposed to be off there on those mountains. By the way, that mountain, if you can see it there, I got stuck on that mountain. So if you ever look through my blogs, I haven't written it yet, but maybe in a few months' time, I'll write about getting stuck on that mountain. But yeah, I had a few misadventures. But anyway, this week was a whole misadventure, you know, getting coronavirus. But I wanted to be out there. And somewhere over there, there's a place called Sukahara, yeah? It's a beautiful place. And in about a week's time, I'll be going out there and doing a video and showing that to you. And it's an amazing place. It's God's land. It's God's land. Yeah, I tend to say stupid things like that, but it is. And I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do some paintings, hopefully something good. But I'm just going to put myself out there, guys. And I know the masterpieces will come because I've done them in the past. But sometimes, you know, when you put yourself out there, you just produce shite. But if you keep going, the masterpieces will come. And that's it. I've run myself dry. So anyway, wherever you are, I hope life is good. And if it isn't, just talk good to yourself, because it will become good eventually, bit by bit. Bye for now.